Hello, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Infinite series 3 3/4 inch Daredevil figure. I thought I'd pick this one up and have a quick look, as the new Daredevil series is starting on Netflix soon, and figures like this, if it's a really good series, are soon going to start shooting up, and I doubt for a TV series that we're going to get a figure basically designed off that. So if you can see these, you might want to pick one up quite sharpish. It shows you a few other bits that are in the line. You can get Bishop, you can get Sandman with a variant, and you can get the Black Cat also. I think you can get Beast as well, with a different variant version of that. So let's get it open and see if it's worth the cash. Okay, so here he is, fresh out of the packaging, Daredevil, the man without fear. So let's get on to the review. Before I even, as soon as I took this gentleman out of the package, I encountered a problem that his articulation just didn't work. I had to really push to try and get this shoulder to work, and you can see there that wasn't from me pushing, that was from the way that it was inside the package. So it's messed with the sculpt work a little bit, as you can see here around the edge as well, quite unneat. It just takes away from the figure a little bit, unfortunately. This arm did move straight away, but the articulation, for some reason, I can't see, it's not catching on anything, but they just won't move. It goes up, it won't come down any further. You spin it round, there's definitely room in the swivel to get it to work. It just won't go though. You have to be careful, because you will bend and snap the peg that's in the top of the bicep, so just be wary of that. Down to this elbow, it does come with a single jointed knee, nice amount of range of motion out of that. The wrist is just a peg, just spins round. I believe the chest is on a peg that's got a ball on both ends, because you do get quite a good range of motion out of that. Unfortunately, it is a little bit loose, and it's straight out of the packaging, so if that gets played with, then it'll just go really floppy and you might not be able to get it to stand up straight. It does come with a waist twist, but I can feel it there. It's like catching. I don't want to move it too much in case it snaps. It doesn't feel very durable. Then down to the legs, at the top here, it's another peg. It just goes straight through. It is T-shaped, so you should be able to get a good range of motion, but you just can't. It seems to catch quite badly on stuff, so it's not doing too well with articulation, but you do get the swivel at the thigh at the top, which is going to help with your posing. So that's one thing. It does come with the double jointed knees, so you're getting all the range of motion you want out of that. The leg did pop off when I took it out of the packet straight away, so that's a downside. I have had an issue with some Marvel Universe figures doing that straight out of the packaging, and then just when they're in the toy box or whatever, they just seem to be losing the legs all the time. So double jointed knee, that's quite nice, and then we do have a swivel there, it helps, and then we have an ankle pivot, and then also we have like a rocket, so you can get that into many different positions if you wanted to. But again, it just feels a little bit thin. All this articulation, it just feels really fragile, and obviously if it's stiff, then you're going to struggle to get that movement around and everything. The head, is on a hinge and it's on a peg. So you're going to get all the range of motion you want out of that one. You can get a really good down, and you can get a really nice up. So the articulation is there. It does have all the articulation that you'd expect. It's just not executed very well. The figure feels really cheap and flimsy, like really flexible, not sturdy enough to actually be played with. Obviously, I'm a bit peeved about the mould all being caught around the side. That has affected it. Sculpt work, it looks nice with this amount of articulation. It does look really nice. Good amount of sculpt and detail that has gone into it. Obviously, I wish they didn't put all that printing on the inside of the legs and then big white numbers. Why can't they stick them on the feet? So that is a bit of a drawback. Paint wise, there is a lot of black splodges all over this figure. The face isn't the neatest, and as you can see, his face is mainly black rather than it being red. The wash throughout all the body is a little hit and miss, like loads on this arm, not as much on this arm, then obviously hardly any on this side here. Same with the legs going throughout. Obviously the wash is all getting stuck and highlighting the text in between the legs even more. So paintwork, considering he's a red figure, I think they definitely could have done a better job with the wash. The logo on the front has not been done too well. You can hardly really see it, and it's a bit splodgy. Next we go on to his billy clubs that fit into his pouch here. To get them to fit down a reasonable distance, I've actually had to stretch this just from pushing them in. And when that's attached as well, you can't get the leg to manoeuvre too much. It's not too bad, but it's not the best. Like trying to move the leg up, it just makes it look a bit weird. So these fit together quite nicely. They are a bit tough, so you just have to be careful not to bend them, because the bent billy clubs just won't look quite right, but that's okay. It's obviously Daredevil's weapon of choice. So all in all, this costs $11.99 at RRP, and I nearly broke it straight away out of the packet. So I'd be extremely peeved to break a figure and paying $11.99 for basically a hunk of plastic that I'm not going to use. I have seen, I shouldn't really be saying this, but I have seen these online as like imports. They don't come with a billy club, but they're half price. And for the quality of this figure, I just couldn't really justify advising it to anyone paying £12. It's just not that good a figure. If I take an old Spider-Man that came out, this has got all the same articulation, but the plastic just seems much more heavy duty. It moves a lot more. The articulation is just a lot more crisp than the Infinite series one. It just seems like they've tried saving lots and lots of money, but then charged it a ridiculous price for it. I remember back in the day, you used to be able to pay £12. You'd get a 6-inch figure, you'd get like accessories with it, you'd get a stand or a builder figure, and you'd get a comic. And what we got now, this is just not very good. So even with the film coming out, you might not get another one. He is supposed to be coming up in the films and turning up, so maybe we'll get another figure, but I hope they revisit it and use different plastic and evolve the mould. But as far as it goes, I would not advise this for £12. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you next time for more Rawpain reviews.